Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ram Network's Saturday night's main event pre-show, where it's myself and Mr. Pat himself, Anthony Pyrus, is to my left here.
I'll tell you, TJ, he has been called. He has been called People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. He's been called an Oscar Mayer wiener. He's been called an Oscar winner. Unfortunately, he is not here with me tonight, but I'm happy to have TJ Stevens with me on the pre-show. TJ, how the hell are you?
After that intro, I don't think I could be doing any better. That was fantastic. Thank you for that. But I mean, Saturday night's main event. This is the second one they've done in 6 weeks, I believe now. The first one went gangbusters, so we're going to see how number 2 goes. They will be coming to us live from San Antonio, Texas this evening. And quite a card we've got heading into that. But before we get there, there's I think the grander kind of topic of discussion right now is the WWE and how it feels since the Netflix debut, which we're just coming off episode number 3. 4 will be on Monday, obviously. So about a month's sample size. And not just how it feels, but also how this is affecting wrestling, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe all 3 Raw episodes on Netflix have hit over 4.5 million viewers, which is banana. That's Attitude Era numbers, no matter how you want to slice it. And I was telling you before we started the show, I have watched 3 Raws like on time for the first time in at least 6 or 7 years. This new kind of creative direction they've got going with obviously with Triple H and the gang taking everything over, and then the way they debuted Penta even is remarkable. And me and you both we consider ourselves historians of somewhat.
Hell yes,
we watch a lot of wrestling. We're both jaded. That's all get out. So how do you feel about the WWE's presentation since they've gone to Netflix?
I have been not a hater, but I've been a critic since 2002, after they did the first brand split, after the Attitude Era was over, during the Vince McMahon horrible era that we've lived through, especially recently. TJ, this is hitting on every cylinder that we can possibly hit.
I agree.
I'm with you. The last three Netflix Raws have been home runs and can't miss.
Yeah.
And I live in Rhode Island, so I'm a Northeast guy. So hey, the old Titan Tower is an hour and a half away from me. There's no bias there. This is some amazing stuff that WWE, Paul Levesque are putting on right now. And God, are you watching NXT?
I'm gonna start after the things I've been seeing.
You need to, because Shawn Michaels is kicking ass. Matter of fact, TJ, I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to kick Dave's ass. I'm going to give you each other's names. I'm going to kick ass, take your names, and hand them out.
So, while we're talking about Dave is supposed to be with us tonight, but the rich bastard tried to get his hot tub prepared and burst a pipe in his house. So,
yeah,
it did something in Alabama doesn't normally do. It snowed. So, I don't think they were prepared for it. So, hopefully everything's going well for Dave. Although I did just see a picture with him and part of his wall missing. So, not good, it seems. But, NXT, let's talk about that. So, WWE now announces their partnership with TNA, which my guess it would be a developmental sort of deal. And I've even heard rumors of WWE buying them out eventually and then, making a developmental territory, blah, 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 blah. I've heard it 1,000 times. Won't believe it till I see it. But, I mean, now we have this whole new avenue. And for people who sit here and pretend that TNA has nobody that people be excited about is bananas. But so now
crazy. We
have a whole new crop of talent for NXT and potentially the main roster one day. Jordan Grace comes to mind immediately.
Yep.
I don't know. Like WWE is in a field of roses, and I'm sure it's going to end at some time. It always does. I just don't know when or why at this point.
But let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it while we have it. Let's enjoy it while this is going on. Everything, like I said a few minutes ago, everything is hitting on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the Evolve thing. This is not what
Right.
happened years ago when the invasion angle took place. This is an actual wrestling company headed by a guy that knows wrestling.
Mm.
So let's give Paul Levesque the benefit of the doubt and see what he's got for us. Because I'll tell you what, and you know me, TJ, as little interactions we had, that as soon as the Royal Rumble comes next week and one or two they sing "Say His Name" and he appears. If Joe Hendry's not one or two and gets that big entrance of the Rumble, I will be pissed.
I don't know if you use him at one. This is interesting. I don't know if you use him at one or two. I would save him for maybe the bottom five.
You know why I want him in the top two is because I want the entrance. I want to see what the reaction would be if he got the big Joe Hendry entrance.
Sure. Do the Hardy Boys make it in the Royal Rumble this year?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think they do. Because bear in mind, this is WWE right now has a loaded roster.
Yes, they do.
We already know about 13 people who've declared for the Rumble. By the way, I call myself as 14. I've declared myself in for the Royal Rumble.
Congratulations.
There are a lot of guys who still haven't been announced. So I don't think I would love it if the Hardy Boys came out at the end of the 2 out of 3 falls tag team title match with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. I would love that.
Interesting.
But I don't see them in the Rumble itself.
Interesting. So, with all that, I mean, there's been so many things that happened in wrestling. I've talked about it with all of you guys before several times. Wrestling journalism pisses me off to no end. As someone who went to college to become a journalist and then to watch what that is, annoys the shit out of me. And I've been threatening to start like some sort of a wrestling news type of thing, or even an interview show or something like that, where I don't know, people tell the truth and don't make shit up. And I'm getting closer to it because I'm embarrassed for people now.
Well, you know the best place to put that is, TJ? That would be the RAM Network. And I heard the RAM Network is expensive. Is that true?
That is not true.
No!
That's true at all. I believe right now it's free, actually.
Last thing I heard was $1 a month. $12. That's the price of a carton of eggs right now, TJ.
That's true.
Let's go on. Let's everybody with the sound of my voice. I think this is going on X, right?
This is.
Hey, let's go out there and spend $1 a month. $1 a month. Come on, that's less than Pornhub for free. Let's go out there and have some good wrestling talk because the best shows are on the RAM Network, including World Class Memories.
That's right.
With Timmy C
Palm
and
Water
Palm
Dave.
Water Dave.
Yep.
And speaking of Palm Water Dave, his show with Amy, my girl Amy, amazing stuff. So
Talking wrestling.
Look that up. Talking wrestling with Palm Water Dave and the amazing Amy Vaughn.
And also, we kind of been holding this off, but FFP is making their comeback after the Rumble.
Thank goodness.
But we are now under a new name. Same management, new name. We are now Drunken Pop. Will be the name of the new show. We've changed the format up a little bit, and we'll be up after Royal Rumble. We also have recorded the first episode of Portland Wrestling from Rose City, which is the Portland wrestling show we're doing. We've done the first episode, so it's Portland from pretty much before 1960 and before. Brian Solomon was a guest on that show, and he was.
I love him.
Myself, Dave in the HSV now, and Brian Solomon did that episode. It's great. That'll be airing soon, probably after the Royal Rumble. And I can already tell you, episode 2 is going to be about a wrestler by the name of Kurt Van Poppenheim, who, this is not a joke, most people have never heard of him. He accidentally becomes one of the more influential wrestlers in wrestling history. and you will hear about him in episode 2. Well, let's just say he tried to sue a certain wrestling organization for antitrust laws, and that's what episode 2 is going to be about. Actually, here's a picture of him. There he is. There he is.
Uh-oh.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's start talking about Saturday night's main event. Only 4 matches on this card. That seems to be their magic number now for these events. I don't really know why.
You know what? And I'm okay with that because it allows the match. It allows the matches to breathe. Listen, I cover AEW for PW Insider, especially the pay-per-views, and the 15-match shows drive me crazy. A 4-match, 2.5-hour show is right up my alley because it gives the matches time to breathe. It lets us have those video packages. Because remember, they're not. WWE does not want to appeal to you and me. You and me, listen, right. You and me are on a wrestling podcast right now. We are hooked. We are the sickos that they want. They want my mother and father who are not wrestling fans. They want to get them hooked in. So those 10-minute video packages are going to be right up their alley. So I like the fact there's only 4 matches tonight.
Well, there's 4 matches, but 5 events, and we're going to start the show off with the first event, and that is the contract signing for the ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the WWE title at Royal Rumble with the moderator Shawn Michaels, which I think is an interesting touch here. There is a less than 0% chance that they don't fight each other tonight.
Oh, yeah, I give it -2. -2% chance.
That is going to happen. I'm interested to see what Shawn's role in this is going to be, though. How that's going to play out.
What's your initial reaction? Because I have my own thoughts, but what's your initial reaction
to the announcement of this contract signing?
Shawn Michaels' role, I mean.
I don't know why it's necessary. Would be my first reaction to it. This feud's already hot.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Shawn's taken either a pile driver or a stunner. I'm thinking at some point. Clearly Cody and Kevin are going to brawl. Mm-hmm. I can see Cody getting tied up in the ropes a la Andre the Giant. And Kevin Owens giving Shawn Michaels one of those package pile drivers, which really sends Cody off the deep end, because I'll tell you what, this has been an amazing feud for the last 2-3 months. I love it.
Can I tell you another just crazy off the wall thought I had today?
Please.
Kevin Owens needs to win the title at the Rumble.
Thank you. You and me are exactly. Got it. If we do a preview show next week, yes, I'm going to say the same damn thing, because right now, what a rematch that would be at WrestleMania if it even goes to WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes for the world title with Owens as champion. Oh man, you and I are thinking exactly alike.
And by the way, that is in no means a way to slight Cody's run. I think Cody's had one of the better WWE title runs in recent memory,
especially for a babyface. Yep.
I think it's a nice change of pace. Let Owens have it for, like you said, 2 months. Let's do it at WrestleMania, and drop it back to Cody. There's no reason not to, but
because my God, Kevin Owens is doing the best promo work of his freaking life, and that's saying something, because I think he's amazing.
I agree. And not to mention, within this story, we now have Sami Zayn getting involved, and Seth Rollins is getting involved, and Roman Reigns even offhandedly. So I think Owens needs to win the title. I wouldn't even mind a Sami Zayn heel turn, just not right now.
I see Sami Zayn getting involved as the tortured soul character. I think it would be a disservice to make him just go straight out heel. But if he is that tortured soul helping his best friend of 30 years, I'm all for it.
I like this. I could do this all day long. Let's go to our first match. I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of surprised they booked this match, and I will tell you why in a minute. It's Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Here's why I'm shocked they booked this match.
Mm-hmm.
This almost has to be a double DQ, double count out, something, because if you're trying to rebuild Braun, they're not going to beat Jacob. That's why I'm confused.
No.
If you're trying to rebuild Braun, I don't know why you booked this match. unless it's going to be a double DQ or something.
I don't think they're rebuilding Braun at all. I think he's actually going to be in the background for a while. I see a Jacob Fatu squash.
Oh,
I think this is a coming out party for Jacob Fatu as a singles threat. So yeah, I see him destroying Braun Strowman tonight because listen, Strowman, he's been on the shelf half the last 3 years.
Yes.
I can totally see him going out there taking a beating, an epic beating from a Jacob Fatu, and then just eating the Samoan spike, frog splash, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Let's get Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu could be a major figure of the Royal Rumble next week if he's in it.
I agree. I think the infamous isn't the right word. The now famous Diesel spot, I think is going to be Jacob Fatu without question. I think he's going to dominate it.
By the way, I was there for that Diesel spot. That was in Providence. That was in Providence, Rhode Island. I was there.
That's I was not. But everyone remembers. I mean, Kane got it a few years later, and every once in a while they have this guy he'll just eliminate 14 people, and I think yes, I agree. This year's Jacob's year to do that. Next match for the Intercontinental title, your champion Braun Breaker against Sheamus. Now I'm a giant Sheamus fan. I did not know he was 46 years old until recently.
Is that crazy? Is that crazy or what? Yeah.
He's been in the WWE for 15 years. And I am just infatuated with Braun Breaker. However, I need Braun Breaker to win this match. I need him to get away from Sheamus and Ludwig for a while. Let's go to someone else. We've seen this match 400 times.
Yep, we sure have. I agree with you. I think this is going to be a Braun Breaker night. It'll be a banger, as Sheamus likes to say.
I agree.
It's going to be a great match. It's going to be a hard-hitting match, but now is not the time. Because remember, bear in mind, this is Braun Breaker's second run as Intercontinental Champion.
That is true.
He's already done a job, so to speak. He needs to carry this title into WrestleMania, be that unbeatable guy for a featured match at WrestleMania. And hey, by the way, there's nothing wrong with having Sheamus lose tonight.
No.
Work his way into contention and then having a Sheamus Braun Breaker match at WrestleMania. I'm fine with that.
I thought about, because I don't know who beats Braun for the IC title. I know it's not Sheamus. But I do know who's going to beat Gunther for the world title. It's going to be Braun Breaker at some point.
This reign, or will Gunther get the title back?
I think it's this reign.
Okay, do you want to make the next match the Jey Uso Gunther match? Because I got some thoughts on that.
Okay, well, let's go to that one. The main event tonight is going to be. Mind you, we skipped a match, so hang in there. But the main event tonight for the world title, or the WWE title, I should say, is Gunther against Jey Uso. What are your thoughts?
I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a big win for Gunther. But, and history, and by the way, I'm saying this right in the Ram Network, I think Jey Uso is winning the Royal Rumble next week, and he's going for Gunther at WrestleMania, where he beats him. I think this is the Rocky III story that they finally want to tell. They tried it last year with Sami Zayn, but there wasn't enough time. I think tonight, Gunther beats the ever-loving crap out of Jey Uso. Uso wins next week, and we have that Rocky III. No, it won't be Chad Gable training Jey Uso, but it's going to be somebody stepping in to give Jey Uso that fire at WrestleMania. I totally see a big Jey Uso crying moment at WrestleMania. I totally see it.
Let's go ahead and do this.
Oh,
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, fine.
Listen, I love your idea. Don't misunderstand. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Just to me, watching it again, jaded fan, whatever. Jay's promos are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
but to me, his matches kind of repeat themselves, and people kind of,
right. Okay,
they kind of become disinterested in him.
I will counter that.
Okay,
Roman Reigns, same thing.
Sure.
Cody Rhodes, same thing. It's all about the personality. I think Jey Uso has a main event personality because he's main event Jey Uso.
Nice.
I think that's the Rocky, because the beautiful thing about the Royal Rumble, TJ, is the fact that there's 2 world titles. You can do Jey Uso winning and have him go for the quote unquote lesser world title, and have the main event, the Rock Roman, the Cody Roman, whatever you want to call it. You can have that be the night 2 main event. I really think the Royal Rumble is Jey Uso's night, but in order for that to be the case, he's got to get his ass handed to him today.
By the way, the name, who's going to coach up Jey Uso, it's kind of in the name of your thought there. It's The Rock.
Oh! That's why you are the proprietor of the Ram Network, and I'm just a nobody.
I mean, we do have
a
to...
fat nobody.
We do have to stop it. We do have to consider, the whole The Rock turned babyface for no reason a few weeks ago, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. So interesting. You're calling Jey Uso winning the Rumble.
I'm calling Jey Uso winning the Rumble as long as
he takes an ass whooping tonight.
As long as Gunther wins a squash tonight.
See, I'm more apt to think a Braun Breaker wins the Rumble this year. Maybe I think it's a tad early for Jacob Fatu, but I think this Antonio Santos on Instagram says this year is going to be Joe Henry's year. He's going to win the Royal Rumble.
By the way, Antonio Santos, go Bills!
Go Bills! Absolutely. The world is behind you on that one, unless you're in Kansas City.
As a Patriot fan, it kills me to say it, but go Bills!
Absolutely. Everyone is behind the Bills this weekend. So our last match, we skipped it, is not the main event, but is the last match we're going to discuss. As soon as I can find my banner, there it is. A world title match for the women. Rhea Ripley against Nia Jax. Again, out of the gate thought, as we get some heavenly chimes in the background, is I don't know why this match is happening. We just left Liv Morgan in the dust. And
I hate that because Liv Morgan is such a star, especially over the last 9 months. I think this is sort of like Nia Jax's introduction to the Raw brand, where it's going to be, thanks for coming, enjoy the Royal Rumble next week, because Rhea Ripley's going over at a big time here. This is not the day to take it off of Rhea Ripley, especially if the rumors I'm hearing about her and Bianca Belair are true. And by God, I hope they are, because that could be one hell of a match at WrestleMania.
Well, here's one thing they've missed on is they've already announced Charlotte will be back for the Rumble.
Yep.
Why? Have her come out at number 30 and just surprise everyone. Why? But
that's a great point. They've already sold all the tickets. They've already sold all the tickets to Indianapolis. They've already got millions of Peacock subscribers. So yeah, you're right. There's no reason to advertise Charlotte. Make it a surprise.
Right. And it would appear, this is the only thing I fear, though, is if Charlotte wins and we're headed, I think it would be Charlotte versus Rhea 3 at WrestleMania. That's the only thing I fear, is the fans turning on it. But I think if you do maybe a 4 corners match and maybe include Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, then you might have something. Have a babyface Rhea, babyface Charlotte. Then maybe,
I think Rhea right now is too big for a multi-person match. I think she's got to be a main star, and I think they think of her that way.
Oh, absolutely. I also love that people wanted, and this is wrestling social media, which I know most of it's fake, but people wanted a strong women's character in women's wrestling. They get Rhea Ripley, and now they're calling her Rhea Hogan. What? Well, she doesn't sell. You don't watch her matches clearly because she does sell. She beats everyone. No shit.
It's the whole thing. God, my favorite musical of all time, Jesus Christ Superstar. They'll hurt you when they think you've lied. They'll hurt you. They'll crush you if you go too far. I think Rhea's just become that person. It's fashionable now to make her to rip on her because she's so freaking good. And by the way, TJ, I watched half the Mae Young Classic so far in the last 2 weeks. I'm unemployed now, so I have time to do crap like that. God, the stuff Rhea Ripley did when she was just a young, I hate to say a young lioness, was incredible. Yeah. I love seeing what she's done now.
Is everything okay on your end? I didn't know that about you.
Oh, I got laid off a bunch of months ago. I got 6 months severance. I'm totally good.
Okay. As long as
totally good.
Yeah, we want to make that clear because you just bumped
and thank God the Rem Network dropped their charges to $1 a month. That way I can still get the amazing content I do each and every day, each and every week, each and every month, each and every year, including stuff like the Portland stuff that's coming up, World Class Memories, and the Memphis Memories. Although, God, some of those Memphis shows are just tough to get.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Some of that is
the Golden Era, Dave's new show where he's doing the what did they call that? 93 through 96.
Yeah,
the new generation. That's what it was. He's watching, like, he keeps volunteering to watch shit, and we're all like, why? Why would you do that?
And I've told him, let me take the burden from you.
Yes. And then he's doing Hard Times. So he's watching NWA Jim Crockett from the Hard Times promo. I think he's in 87 right now, I think. That should be fine.
I might be joining him for that because I'm not sure if Hermes is keeping up on that.
I would love, I'm actually upset that all my work things happen so long and so close together because that was one of the shows because I've never really watched Jim Crockett.
And
actually they should be nearing the WCW buyout because that was in 88. So we should be getting there.
Well, I think the last time we saw Dave doing that show, Dave and Andrew, I think it was like mid to late 86. It was before the Great American Bash. So we got about 2.5 years. So if I can jump in, and God forbid if my heart and my liver takes out, if my heart and liver hold out, we'll be fine.
Hi, Dave. You're on the Saturday Night's Main Event pre-show.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's going on, buddy?
$1,100 down.
Oof! I saw the hole in your wall.
Yeah, lovely.
He's got the money. Screw him. He's got the money. He can handle it.
So what have we talked about so far?
Pyrus has said you have the money to do it, so you should be fine.
Yeah, but nobody likes just wasting $1,100. I could have gone to a strip club.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Dave in the HSV here, Anthony Pyrus just made the proclamation that Jey Uso's going to get his ass whipped tonight, but then turn around and win the Rumble next week.
Nah.
Profound words.
Oh, what a great analysis from Dave. Nah.
He's going to get his ass whipped, but he's not going to win the Rumble.
What do you got? What do you got? Gunther versus Jey Uso. What do you got for that tonight?
I think it's going to be a good one. Gunther pulls it out in the end because they're still trying to push Jey to get him to that next level.
Agreed.
So I think that's going to be match of the night by far, as long as Jey doesn't just sit there and do 50 super kicks.
But don't you think a better story? Don't you think a better story is if Gunther kicks the ever-loving hell out of him? Come on.
Jey, that was horrid.
Yes. But we're about to wrap up here, Dave, so we can go actually watch the show. So, any closing thoughts on this before we head out?
I'm interested to see how fast they have Jacob Fatu squash Braun Strowman.
That's the same thing Pyrus has said.
Because I think it's going to be a squash match.
Yeah, that's what Pyrus said.
CJ, do not put me.
That's one that Triple H brought back and did not work.
True.
So he was actually booked better under Vince than he has been under Triple H.
That is true.
Don't put me in a situation where I have to agree with Dave.
I don't see Nia Jax winning that.
No.
Ripley, they're pushing towards something for WrestleMania, so that's just a whatever. And then I'm interested. I think Strowman or Braun Breaker and Sheamus should tear the house down. That's going to be hard hitting.
Yeah, but I told Pyrus I agree with you on that. Braun Breaker wins this, and then he needs to get away from Ludwig and Sheamus for a while.
Yes.
Because this is like the
It's time to do something else.
Yeah, it's like the 40th time they've fought.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We have no plans for tonight now. We're just going to watch Saturday night's main event. Then next weekend, we'll be watching the Rumble together.
With all of
Pyrus
us.
will be there.
Yeah.
Pyrus says he's not
I
coming.
will be, and I will be there.
He's not coming.
Pyrus has said he will be there.
As long as Dave gives me more than 20 minutes head start.
What was? I'm sorry, Pyrus. What'd you say?
I said, as long as Dave gives me more than a 20-minute head start. The other day, last week, he calls me. Last week, he texts me, hey, we're going on in 5 minutes with the divisional playoffs. I'm like, dude.
He said as long as Dave gives him more than a 20-minute heads up, he'll be there.
More than a 20-minute heads up. Well, it's next weekend, so here's your heads up.
All right, so I'm in.
All right. So.
Y'all be good.
Yep. Good luck, buddy.
Peace.
That's Dave. Dave in the HSP there. And I would say, what a way to end this pre-show. So,
TJ, I'd love to say it's been I'd like to say it's been an honor to sit with you for the last half hour, but of course I can't. So I'll let you take us home.
I would say, don't lie to me. So, this has been the Saturday Night's Main Event pre-show brought to you by the Brand Network for Anthony Pyrus. I am TJ Stevens, and enjoy the show tonight. And, of course, one more time, go to patreon.com/Rand Network, sign up. And, I mean, you can't possibly see all – and there's actually things some of you guys who watch this may know about this thing called Top Guy Theater I used to do. We are in discussions of putting the old shows of that up there. Just so people can see.
Yeah.
So again, more shit than you can watch. That's what we're doing. That's what we're about.
And
so
one more thing, yes. TJ. Yes. Go Pats!
Oh. Hey, and the Bears got Ben Johnson, so with you on that. So enjoy the show tonight. We'll see you for the Royal Rumble next weekend, right here on the Ram Network.